I was 17 the day my parents decided to move to Alabama. My mother's aunt became ill and needed someone to care for her. And my mother, being the sweet woman she is, decided it would be her. I didn't mind, to be honest. I was a loser at school and I was excited for a fresh start. However, it didn't take long to realize that this school was going to be much, much worse. All the kids at my new school were white, so I, being the only black guy, stuck out like a sore thumb. And these weren't your average cheese-loving meme-sharing white people either. These were the kind of white people who drank Mountain Dew religiously and aggressively supported Donald Trump. On my first day, I was called the N-word and told to take my black ass back to Africa. On the second day, I was referred to as an ape, and by the third, I had heard every racial insult in the book. The verbal assault soon became physical. It seemed every other day I was slapping the racist out of people left and right. By the start of the second semester, I had a 17-0 record, and although the whites hated me, I knew they respected me. At least the ones spectating the fights. However, the ones I beat down had something in store for your boy. Something I'll never forget. It was prom night and I with my date decided to walk since the venue was only a few blocks from my house. What was going to be a swell night turned into some straight bullshit. Halfway through the walk we noticed whispers in the distance. Do you hear that, Curtis? I sure do, girl. Sounds like a raccoon. The only coon here is you, a voice said from the shadows. 17 clan members and a golden retriever soon appeared from the wooded area. Ah, shit, I said to myself. I then told my date to head back to my house and call the police. Side note, this was the early 1980s, long before smartphones. Jenny ran as fast as I've ever seen anyone run before, and then I turned back to face the Klansmen. Listen here, monkey. It's time to make America great again. Without warning, the men began to attack. I engaged in battle without hesitation. I took out one man with a sweeping kick and another with an uppercut. I continued to hold my own for quite some time. However, I was eventually overpowered and taken hostage. I was brought to what looked like a rundown meth lab deep in the woods, and the men holding me threw me down, and I was tied up by the golden retriever. After the dog finished, the men were instructed by the leader to leave, and I was left alone with the man. You know, I must say, N-word, I like you, the man said. Well, I hate you, I shot back in anger. Now I demand you let me free. The man laughed and told me he'd remove my restraints shortly, but not until the transfer was complete. Before I could clarify what he meant by transfer, 3 men in the golden retriever, now wearing a lab coat, returned. And with them they had highly advanced machinery I've never seen before. Confused and still infuriated, I began to demand answers. What's with the machines? And why is that dog wearing a lab coat? The man again began to laugh his sinister laugh. Then he explained everything. You see, N-word, since I was a child, I've always known 2 things. One being that the sun will rise, and that I hate black people. I hate the black skin that you were cursed with, so I dedicated my life to finding a cure. After years of failure and on the verge of quitting, I finally found a solution to rid the world of you N-words once and for all. Mr. Dog, would you please give our friend a demonstration of the black extractor? The dog barked in confirmation and began to operate the machinery as the three hooded men brought in a black test subject. What the fuck? I cried out. This is some get out shit. The men then tied down the poor black man as the dog initiated the black extractor. A beam of energy shot towards the man and engulfed him in a white aura. Screams of terror filled the room as the man was transformed before my eyes. The black extractor sure lived up to its name. The man was stripped of every last bit of black he had. What once was a pretty cool black guy was now a pasty shell of his former self. I stood in shock, not able to comprehend what had just occurred. When I was asked if there was any more questions. Just one, I responded. Who taught that dog to tie a knot? Having untied my restraints while watching the demonstration, I broke free to the dismay of the Klansmen. Immediately I was met with brute force. However, I easily took down the golden retriever and the four men. I told my parents what had occurred, and right then and there we decided to head back home and put my aunt in a nursing home until we could relocate her with us. I luckily never crossed paths with those men again, and I hope I never do. And for the poor man that had the black taken out of him, I hope you find peace.